All right, guys. We got David here. He is the Vegito player that you guys have seen on the channel. Some of you have requested to see his profile, and he is nice enough to share it with us, which we are greatly thankful for. All right, David, whenever you're ready.
Alright, so my Vegito deck. The leader, obviously, is Vegito. It's the green one, not the red one. Its effect is every time it swings at a leader, you get to draw a card. Its awakened side is if there are no battle cards in your opponent's area, it gains double strike and 5,000. And then when it swings, if you have 2 or less battle cards in your opponent's area, it gains another 5,000 more. Okay. Now, the reason why I chose the Vegeta leader specifically is because, well, since I run Ultra Instinct, I needed draw power, but at the same time something that coexists with Ultra Instinct, and I'll show you guys that later. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start the profile with a playset of the Kaisen Gokus. Now, the Gokus here, they pretty much search up all your other Gokus, just pretty much a blue Goku within the deck. Next, I play a playset of Onslaught. It self-awakens the deck. There's a lot of players that whenever they see your leader, they won't swing or they won't attack, or they'll attack until you have up to 5 lives. Well, this, they don't see coming. You get to pull a life, and then you can go ahead and awaken and do the stuff that you plan. I do run a playset of these guys. Now, to tell you the truth, I normally don't play them. I actually use them for energy and for more targets for the Kaisen. Now, in the case that there is a situation that I throw him out there, he has double strike and he has dual attack. So it's pretty good. If you swing with him, you can untap and put him in active mode and then go to Ultra Instinct right after. Of course, the win condition of the deck, Ultra Instinct. Triple strike, whenever it evolves, it bounces all the battle cards from your opponent's back to hand, and your opponent cannot combo against this card. That means offensively and defensively. So pretty much the only way that people normally get rid of this card is by KOing it. Normally with the Goku that KOs in rest mode.
Explosive Spirit, yeah.
Yeah, which one?
Explosive Spirit.
Yeah, Explode, yep, that's the guy. Now, another card I've been playtesting that actually has been kind of decent, okay, is God Rush. Now, the reason why I play God Rush is because of Apes. Apes is a thing. And so it literally bounces back every card that has blocker on it, and then you swing for double strike. Now, it is a 5-drop. When you guys last saw my deck profile, it was more aggro than anything. I had made some changes to it, and actually it's a little bit more slow. At first, I could pull out Ultra Instinct turn 3, but now I try to wait and see what my opponent is doing, because since MUI is a thing, Master Ultra Instinct, and some other shenanigans that they got, especially with veggies. Another blue card I run that a lot of people underestimate, I think in my opinion, is Pilaf. Now, a lot of people, they'll swing, especially with like a triple strike or a double strike, to try to get you down from 5 to 3 or 5 to 2 lives. And so I'll counter, it doesn't negate the attack, but you can negate a skill. And I'll normally negate the criticals, the double strike or the triple strikes, so that you only pull 1 from your life instead. So I feel like counters are counterintuitive. You might need them, you might not. This is just personal preference for me. Now, I do run, it's a blue-yellow deck, so the yellow cards of the deck is going to be Planet Vegeta. This guy pretty much searches out your combo and the Kaisen card that we had mentioned at the beginning of the video. And so that's pretty much all I use it for. And if I don't need it, then I use it as yellow energy. Another thing that I feel like is a must when you're playing UI Goku is Battering Laser. I feel like UI Goku is strong, but the missing link is being able to negate it. So if you can Battering Laser and they have no answer to it, well then you already got the 3 lives coming out of your opponent's pool. I also play Master Roshi. Like I said before, negates are counterintuitive, but at the same time, I feel like this deck kind of has some holes, it's kind of missing some stuff. And also, it's a yellow card, so a lot of times in the video that you saw before, I played Boma in order to get my draw power. But I realized that sometimes I'll play my Boma very impulsively, and I don't have a yellow card for Battering Laser. So with this guy, he allows me to hold the card in hand to either choose to use Battering Laser or the negate. So it gives me, it's very versatile in that manner. And then of course he comes out, and then he's a combo card.
Nice.
Another card that I put in that I really like is Crusher Ball. Especially for this meta now, with MUI, they'll come out with a 5-drop Goku, and they'll actually tap out and then untap. Well, this right here prevents them from using Battering Laser. So, because I know the deck runs Battering Laser quite a bit, so I use Crusher Ball. And then, of course, if I don't need the Crusher Ball, well, then it's just another yellow energy. Now, in conjunction with this, since in the next set, Shigesh, apparently there's a card that's coming out to counter it, I actually do use Explosive Goku, but I use it in conjunction with the Crusher Ball. So I actually don't rely on the combo card Shigesh in order to bring him out. And of course, if I don't need him, then he becomes an energy. And if I do use him, he's a blocker and a barrier, which is actually really good because people are going to try to just swing to either get rid of him or, I mean, it just puts a lot of mystery in the game. For my green cards, the combo card, of course, I use this combo card. I mean, self-explanatory. Whenever you have 4 or less life, you get to draw a card, and it gives your, or whatever battle card you have, 10,000 combo. So it's pretty decent. And like I said before, that card is actually can be searched out by Planet Vegeta too. So the main reason why I run Planet Vegeta is to search out either the combo card or to search out the kind saying from before. And then a lot of people they throw shade toward him, but I actually found him very, very useful. He's actually not searchable, which is the reason why I won 4. And then, of course, if you don't use him, you can actually throw him down as energy if you need to, because a lot of people, they love to just make sure that their energy is filled with either blue or yellow, but then they fail to realize also that whenever you pull out the Onslaught only calls for 1 blue. So if you keep that in mind to manage your charge or your energies, it's actually very helpful. And so Tien, what Tien does is you combo with him. Normally, when I play Tien, I want to play him turn 2. Turn 2 is the ideal turn I play him, and since my leader is green, he comes out onto the battlefield. Now, this card does say choose up to 1 card whenever you activate the effect. And the effect is to pitch a card from your life to the drop area, and then take a card from your life, put it in hand, to choose up to 1 card and KO it. Now, a lot of times people will read the card and say, I can't KO, so I can't use the effect. That's actually not true. You can still use the effect, but then not have a target. So this is the self-awakening on the deck that I use a lot of times, because they'll see my leader and they'll say, okay, well, I'm not going to swing until I have a big board. And so this puts a lot of pressure on them. And then, of course, they'll try to kill Tien, because at any time you can KO any of their cards because it's a active mate.
Very good. Dave, since you answered the question of why you run the leader, what are some of your hardest matchups?
Hardest matchups, I want to say, has to do with veggies. And reason why is because they rush the board. Sometimes they rush it to the point where my UI doesn't come out in time to blow their stuff back to the hand. And yeah, I feel like that's the worst matchup for me.
All right. Any other changes you will make for the deck?
Any other changes? Of course, to combat Shigesh. I still feel like the deck, there's still some holes in it. But of course, since I love UI, and I'm going to try to continue to build until I get a good, nice brew going. So I mean, that's the reason why I run it. And another thing too, I also wanted to say is, like, for the leader, a lot of people will see the leader and they'll say that, you know, it's impossible to take the cards from the battle area, like for them to have none. But that's the reason why I run it in conjunction with UI, just to reassure you guys. UI blows everything back to hand. So then when everything goes back to hand, it gives this guy his power up, which is 25 and double strike. So when I used to run the aggro, turn 3, I'm actually swinging for 5. But since I slowed it down just a tad for the meta, it's still pretty decent. Still pretty decent leader.
That's awesome, man. All right, Dave, thank you so much for your time and the deck profile. We'll see if we can get some updates from you down in the line.
No problem. And I want to shout outs to Meta Club. They're actually a pretty good group of guys, and they allowed me to give you the deck profile and give me the opportunity.
Thank you so much for that. All right, man.
All right.